687. Which Pokemon is that? Malamar. That kind of sounds like what would happen if Olimar became a Pokemon. This thing looks kind of cool. Anyway, that's something not to get distracted. Ooh, a shiny moon rock we've never seen before. Hey, what's the gear to you? Welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Odyssey. In the previous episode, we conquered the Luncheon Kingdom, and in today's video, we'll be returning to the Bowser's Kingdom to take care of everything here that we could have taken care of a long time ago if I admittedly wasn't rushing through the story. But we'll get into that story in a moment. But for now, the first Power Moon we'll be collecting is literally right over here. Why didn't I grab this one from the beginning? Like, literally, I knew this one was here, and I just didn't think about it when we were recording the original story. But this is a pretty cool detail, because we have these Bowser heads, and you throw the Cappy on them, and I guess it doesn't work for all of them, but look, the statue head breathes fire. It's such a cool detail. I really like that. Third time's the charm. Very fitting, because this is the third courtyard. Parentheses, where you're in parentheses. So, in this area, what you want to do, you want to head over towards the end of the third courtyard rear location, because somewhere around this general vicinity, you want to go on top of the rooftop, and over onto this area should be our next objective. We got one of these, a spiky jerks, and I just love their names. Their name is Pokio, and whenever I hear their name, I always think that one Hatsune Miku song where it's like so I always think that whenever I see these guys like Poki-popi-popi-Pokio, Poki-popi-popi-Pokio. And like, I especially love that because one of my favorite guest interactions when working at Disney, it was this one little girl who was dressed up as Hatsune Miku, and like her family was getting ice cream at the cart at Hollywood Studios for the bus ride over to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Magic Kingdom. And it's really adorable because like I love Hatsune Miku and things like that, so I was very excited to see like a costume for the character. So I was asking her, are you dressed like Hatsune Miku? And like she was really excited, so I asked what her favorite Hatsune Miku song was, and she was like, Popi-popi-Pokio, the vegetable one. It was the most adorable thing ever, and I loved it so much. Poking the territoire. Oh yeah. At the end of the second courtyard is another thing on the roof. That one was so difficult, I don't know how we managed it. But next up, we're going to head over towards the main courtyard entrance. I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and over on the right roof wall area thingy, head over here and activate the Spark Pylon. Now, I love this one in particular because whenever you're playing Luigi's Balloon World, there are so many people who hide balloons on this wire. And I remember the first time I saw that, I felt so smart for figuring it out. And nowadays, a lot of people will hide it there, or at another spot that we'll see a little bit later. But I just always love that spot specifically because it's always really fun. I just love Luigi's Balloon World in general. Like, yeah, it is super grindy to finish it. Believe me, I know how grindy it is. I don't remember how bad it was, but my goodness. Trying to get those last couple of ranks for Find It, it's kind of a pain. I think I'm somewhere around, I think I'm like 40 or 50 balloons away from 100%ing it. It's just a matter of wanting to do it, because I grinded like 2 levels over the weekend, and that takes a while. Now, we mentioned before that there was a statue that we'd take over here. Now, I don't like the names of these statues. Like, they're called Jizos. And whenever, I don't know, I've just never really been very fond of it. Like, I'm trying to be super, we already got that one. I'm trying to be super careful of my pronunciation for them because I don't want to mispronounce them, but also, I don't want to say anything bad. I'm not going to be more specific than that. I just don't want to say anything bad. Like, these guys also just look like tanukis in general, so like, why don't we just call them tanuki statues? I don't know. But anyway, we go over this way, break the wall or floor or whatever part of the building that was. And eventually we'll be able to conquer our destiny. And this next one is also one that I just really can't believe we missed because it's super easy. We go inside the building, and you're not gonna believe what we need to do. Oh no, we have to support capitalism! Also, I love what I wrote in my notes for this Power Moon, where it's like, we're having a robbery sale. Awesome point if we get the reference. But another thing that's pretty awesome is that we go over here, and there's this guy. You want to get a look-see to what's going on inside? You gotta be dressed for battle, friend. That armor, you look like a samurai. Well, step right in. And get ready for epic awesomeness. Awesomeness that is so epic, I need to shut up for the music. Isn't this just one of the coolest things ever? Like, yeah, that one Picasso level in New Super Mario Bros. U was pretty fun too, but this one is just so much cooler. It's like, we're walking around a literal Japanese painting and it folds up and closes and stuff as we go across it. It's just, wow, this area is so cool. This is basically Super Mario Bros. Wonder before Super Mario Bros. Wonder was Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Oh, I love this one so much. This one is just so cute. I love this one. I really hope there's a level like this in Mario Bros. Wonder. Please let that be a thing. Please, I'm asking nicely. Alrighty then. So, the next one that we want to be taking care of, and I don't want to warp to the Takutu. I don't think you can warp directly to. I don't think I've ever actually demonstrated what the Takutus do. You know what? Yeah, let's take a moment real quick to showcase the. Where do we find you? Oh, I'm an idiot. What's the secret you're thinking? I know it. I can't tell you, but I'll give you a clue. Above the poison swamp. It's hiding somewhere and no peeking. Go find it. Squat. I don't know if I've demonstrated that guy before, but I love the Takutus, and I'm kind of bummed that we didn't really showcase more of him. We'll definitely try to highlight him a bit more going forward. Even though there's already only like 3 kingdoms left to showcase or whatever, but I just love the Takutus so much. Also, this Power Moon is really cool too. This is another place where pretty much everybody hides a balloon in Luigi's Balloon World, and I never get tired of saying it because it's always so much fun. So between Takutu telling you the name of the Power Moon and the one hint toad giving you like a location on the map, you probably shouldn't have too much of a trouble finding the Power Moons on your own, even though some of them can still be a bit vague and things like that. They're not super bad. Some of them can definitely be a bit more vague than other ones, but more often than not, you should be able to figure it out on your own. So yay! What do you need me for? I don't need to showcase this game or anything like that. And for the next Power Moon, we're gonna want to not fall off the cliff. I do not want to fall off the cliff because I would rather not be a twit. I don't know where I was going with that. But let's go this way. There's a sparky pylon thingamabob. Whee! Zappy, zappy, zappy! And Power Moon! I always felt proud of myself for that one when I found it on my first playthrough, because I found it all by myself. This is my biggest problem with this world. So, there's some spots where the camera just locks into one area. That is the dumbest thing ever, and I really don't like it. I don't want to say it ruins the kingdom, but I will say it does make it a bit more annoying to play through compared to other kingdoms, especially when you're playing Luigi's Balloon World, where the balloon area starts at a spot where you can't move the camera behind you, at least not easily. It's really, really annoying. But anyway, enough about annoying stuff, so I should stop talking? That is a blow to my self-esteem. Well, let's get away from you and destroy some boxes instead! Ah, we're falling off the face of the earth! That's what I get for trying to kill the Box Boy series. I mean, Nintendo already did a pretty good job with that after they killed the 3DS eShop. And like, come on, Nintendo, why couldn't you just port Box Boy and stuff to the Switch before you did that? A bit of behind-the-scenes things for a game. Like, we already talked about wanting to do a collab. That's a weird way to word that. We already talked about wanting to do a co-star for Box Boy. I couldn't get it in time, and it really bummed me out. So, if we do ever do a co-star for that series, we're going to be super limited on being able to record it and stuff like that, and that really bums me out. But at least we still have What was that one called? Box Boy and Boxcar. That one's on the Switch. That one's a pretty fun one. I didn't play super far into it beyond the 12 Days of Giving video that we did a while back, but it's still a pretty enjoyable one. Alright, so for this next one, we're going to want to bring the Popi-popi-Pokio. We're going to want to bring these guys up to the toppy tip of this area. We go over here. And it may not seem like there's much over here, but you can see that there is a platform off to the edge of the side right there. Ooh, a secret passage. Whenever I see those Spinies, I think of that scene from the Mario movie. It's all like, Goombas, Koopas, whatever those things are. And we did it! Yeah! What's behind the other one? Coins! Coins are shiny! They say money can't give you happiness, but money is shiny. And that's the best kind of happiness. Honestly, the Balloon World research started right here. This would have made a much more good area to... more good area. Good grammar. That would have made a much more better location. That is not good grammar either. I'm just going to not say that word. That was a much better spot to start Luigi's Balloon World. That's what I was trying to say. It's a much better spot to start Luigi's Balloon World in because it kind of seems like a lot of the balloons are like cluttered in that area anyway. So it just seems like it makes a lot more sense. Plus, you don't have to use a Pokio to go to the top of the area every time there's one on Bowser's nose or whatever. And this right here, this area, I like this one a lot. It's kind of like a callback to that one secret level in Mario Sunshine where you're going down the ramp and you had to jump with the stripes on the ground. I always loved that one. Whenever I play Mario Sunshine, I always go back to that level even after we finished it, and man, that was always a really fun one. I'm glad they have a callback to that one in this game. The more Mario Sunshine callbacks, the better, because Mario Sunshine is awesome! Let's get the Pokio! Pokio! I can't stop hearing it! I'm sorry. Like, I thought that randomly one day, and ever since then, whenever I see these guys' enemy names, it's just, I always think that, and I always love that song, so it's like one of my favorite things right now. And also, it's also a sin that these guys weren't in Paper Mario Origami King either. Because, like, these guys would make adorable Paper Mario characters. Like, that's, I gotta stop harping on it, but, man, between Stravarians and Pokios not appearing in Origami King, that's, like, the biggest letdown in that game. Now, my notes say that you're going to need the Latitude to get this next one because you're going to want to take it over there or use a slingshot to go to the next area. But actually, you could just go like this. You go like that. Ow, what the? I thought you could do that. I thought it was a thing where... Never mind. You can also just go like this instead. It's a bit more a roundabout way to do it, but you can also just long jump and super epic awesomeness and go like this instead. Get some more regional coins and make my job harder for keeping track of those things. And collect our sweet, sweet wood. And for this next Power Moon, we are gonna need Lakitu. Oh, it's time for fishing through poison, fire, or mold. There's no mold kingdom in this game. How dare you, Lakitu? Probably for the best, though, because I can't imagine a mold-themed... Well, maybe the Luncheon Kingdom. The food has been sitting out for quite a while, and it does look kind of polygonal, so maybe that's what happens to mold in the Mario Kingdom. It just turns into polygons. Mario 64 is disgusting, then. Alright, same basic rule applies here as well. When your Steel Rumble goes off, that's where you want... Ah! 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 It was a puppy. It was a puppy doing puppy things. Ah, Poochie. I like Poochie. I know a lot of people don't care that much for Poochie if you play Yoshi's Island, but I don't care. Poochie is adorable. Ah, yeah, especially I love Poochie. Like, does anybody remember the Yarn Poochie amiibo? That was like one of the cutest things ever. It didn't really do that much outside of Poochie Yoshi's Woolly World, but it was like one of the cutest things ever. It was my favorite amiibo. I sadly don't have it with me, but man, I loved that amiibo so much. I really wish they did more like that, where they just made more amiibo that weren't like figures. I would have loved to have had more plushie amiibo. This game actually has a pretty interesting amiibo as well. We'll be getting to that at a later point, but if anybody is familiar with the history of the Mario cereal amiibo, boy, is that gonna be... Ooh, I have a fun story about that when we get to that point. Alrighty then, where is thing? There is more regional coins, but that's not the thing that I'm looking for at the moment. What I'm looking for at the moment is a bunny rabbit! 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 Must collect bunny rabbit! I got the bunny rabbit! So, pretty interesting history about this particular Scarecrow challenge. There's a part of the Mario speedrunning community who wants to try and beat this game without jumping, and it's very much possible. I definitely recommend checking out GameTrend 3000's video on this because like, she did a really good job for an overview on what a jumpless challenge is like for this game. But this one was one of the bigger like question mark levels on whether or not it was possible to complete jumpless at all, because it just kind of seemed like it wasn't, but yeah, definitely check out GameTime 3000's second video on that, because like, that is just like one of the coolest things ever. And back over in this area, we want to do a Leap of Faith, and we're gonna want to go find the Popi-popi-Pokio. Popi-popi-Pokio. I'm sorry, I just can't stop it. I literally can't stop it. It's a curse. It's a curse at this point. Alright, let's come over here and do a super epic jump of awesomeness! Nice. Ah, we fell to our doom! Or rather, fell to our mild inconvenience, which is honestly probably worse than falling to your doom. Because at least if you fall to your doom, then, you know, that's just it. But if you fall to death to our mild inconvenience, it's just super obnoxious to go back to the top. Shiny! I like shiny! And jumping off from this area over here, some more regional coins, which, yay, that's also going to be fun to keep track of in editing. So we wanted to... Ow! Rude! Rude, do not do a squish. Do not do a squish. Being a squish is not a good pastime. I don't recommend it. Even if you're going on a diet. you probably want to be in one piece and continue being a 3D object. I'm just going to say that right now. But, anywho, now we're inside this area. Ew. I'm going to be on top of this area so we can get the shiny. I like shiny. I think I've made this clear by now. Oh, the background is cool. There's fireworks. Ah, there's fireworks. Mario, you're a firework. Come on, let your rest. Make them going. Yeah, leave them going. Someday I'll try singing seriously for once. Although last time I did that didn't end very well. Like, there was one time where I actually was trying to legit sing nice in a video. So, like, I think it was in a demo gameplay video for when Pokemon Let's Go was coming out. So, there was a time where, towards the end of it, I was trying to sing the Johto theme. And then people in the comments were making fun of me because that's the Johto theme, but Let's Go takes place in Kanto. So, that was a fun time. Although to this day I still like to annoy James by singing the Kanto theme, or the Johto theme, in places where it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, is it this area that we want to be towards? Might be wrong about this. Well, let's go ahead and grab this one while we can. Hooray for editing! This one is being a pain in the pain. It's being a pain in the pain. That is a word phrase I've coined, and everybody will give me a quarter if you say it. Okay. Be careful. Do not fall off the face of the earth. Get the stupid key, and then go over there. Try not to... Don't fall off the face of the earth at this point either, because that's not going to be good for your colon. Okay. You also want to be careful not to move the thumbstick upwards, because doing that will kind of register you as, like, going upwards and things like that, but not in the way that you want to go. It's a little hard to describe, but it kind of seems like it makes you automatically flick upwards, but you don't really go that far, and you kind of fall off the face of the earth, and it's really obnoxious to deal with. But anyway, what I was trying to say a moment ago, they're coming out with the Haunted Mansion movie soon, and I'm really hoping that it's good, because I really like the Jungle Cruise movie, so hopefully it's going to turn out decent. I'm not in like a super big rush to see it in theaters or anything like that, but here's the thing, I also said that about the Little Mermaid remake, and the thing about that movie was that, like, I wasn't super looking forward to it because the other Disney remakes have just been okay. And, yeah, the trailers looked really awesome and stuff like that. And I was saying before the movie came out that I was really excited for it because it looked like they were actually trying with it. But then I go see it in theaters and it was awesome! Like, I'm gonna stand by my opinion that I think the Little Mermaid remake probably is the best one that Disney has ever made. Now, there definitely are a lot of things that the original movie did a lot better, but I'm gonna say like a controversial opinion. I honestly think that Under the Sea and, like, Kiss the Girl were better than the remake. I'm gonna say it. I like those songs better in the remake, and I'm not afraid to say that. So, yay! That's a controversial hot take for you. So let's go over this way. I also really liked the new songs that they had in that movie, too. So... this is a very unpopular opinion, but I really like Scuttle's song. It is just super goofy and things like that, which really fit the character, and I just really like that song. I also just really like the voice actress for Scuttle in the remake as well. It was just so perfect. But I think my favorite song in the movie was probably Ariel's new one, like For the First Time. That was just such a good song. There definitely were things in the movie that I didn't really care that much for, like... I didn't really like Ursula that much at all in the remake, but there's like a bunch of other things that I thought they did really well with, like a couple minor differences here and there. So like the thing I love about Under the Sea, and the reason why I'm going to stand by my opinion that I think it was better in the remake, is that Ariel sings along with it. So in the original one, Ariel just kind of had you just kind of get the impression that Ariel just didn't really care that much about undersea life anymore, and that makes a whole lot of sense because, you know, like, a lot of teenagers go through that phase where they don't really care about that much about what's going on in their life anymore, and they just want something new. And, like, that's kind of, like, one of the bigger things about, like, independency and things like that. I just realized you can shake the Joy-Con to make the Jizo jump up and down. That's really funny, I really like that. Okay, so what I was saying a moment ago. So, in the remake, Ariel sings along with Scuttles, with Sebastian a couple times, and I just really like that detail because it really gives you more the impression that Ariel does like her undersea life and things like that, and she does still love her family. It's just that, again, being like a teenager or something like that, that she just wants more independence and things like that, and wants to move on to the surface and things like that. So I just really love that detail. So, yeah, I love that movie. So we go over this way. Now you may be... Now the thing we're going to do next, we're going to take the other Jizos across the bridge over here. We'll activate the P-switch, and okay, I've been saying this for years, but if they ever do make a Switch Pro, they have to call it the P-switch. That would just be too perfect. It's just... they're probably going to call it something super lame, like the Switch Pro or something like that, but they have to call it the P-switch. The P could literally stand for Pro. It's just too perfect. They totally have to do that. Now, they're probably not going to make one at all, but I think it'd be pretty cool. Like, here's the thing about that. So, there are, like, lots of rumors or whatever that Nintendo's next console is next year, and I don't buy that for a second because it just seems like, even though the console is pretty old at this point, I think it's way too soon. We have too many big games coming out, and just things like that. So, yeah. We probably will at least get, like, an updated Switch, but here's what I hope they do instead. So, don't fall off the face of the earth, Mario! So what I hope they do instead is have, like, an updated Switch dock, rather than just an entirely new console. Because I feel like with the Switch dock, you could do that to, like, upscale the graphics of the Switch, rather than making, like, a more powerful console and things like that. Because then you'd still be able to play those original games on your Switch, like the one that you currently have and things like that. And if you want, like, a better performance, you can play them on, like, the updated dock and stuff like that. So I'm going to look over here. I think that was the last of the Power Moons that we could have gotten before. Looking over my notes real quick. Yay! That's epic and awesome! Yeah, we are epic. And awesome. That was a repetitive statement if I ever said one. Well, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Super Mario Odyssey. In the next episode, we'll be conquering the last of Bowser's Kingdom. And until next time, Lady Gator to you. Oh yeah.